And welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. We'll watch the Boston Celtics in this one as they go up against the Miami Heat. Here with Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Terry Rozier.
And the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. That's not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
And let's check Miami's starting lineup. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Tyler Hero is out there with Duncan Robinson. Then it's Bam Adebayo, and it's Ware in at the 5 spot. And for Boston, the 2 J's, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the center. Well, Richard, these teams like to slow it down and play their half-court sets.
When you're a young player, that can be a bit frustrating. But when you're a vet, you welcome games like this where everyone can take their time.
And so off the tip, it'll be the Heat. Holiday against Hero. Pass to Adebayo. Puts up a 3. And he buries his first look.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
White looking it over. Going inside, and it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And you look at Derek White, Richard, the energy he plays with, it is remarkable.
That's his greatest attribute, his activity on both ends of the floor. Having a high motor is a skill. He keeps coming and tries to wear you down.
And that one misses. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
Here's Adebayo, following the bucket by Boston.
I've always said, when in doubt, just jump over them, and Wiggins is listening to me.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. Oh, Robinson with a block. And he recovers it. Tatum against Adebayo. Tatum passes to White. Shot clock at 6. Here's Holiday. An easy 2 on the layup.
You can see the toughness that Holiday plays with. Contact doesn't faze him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. Right away, he acknowledged they're facing one of the best defensive players in the league in Bam Adebayo. He told me Bam can do it all. He can protect the rim, he can defend in isolation, he can rebound. So we have to keep our composure, be aware of his presence, and not let him dictate what we do. All right, let's send it back to you guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. Now here's Wiggins. And he's been a big part of their offense, averaging more than 18 points a game. And he gets that one.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far a perfect 3 of 3 to start the game.
Adebayo against Tatum. Pass to Porzingis. Uses the glass on the layup. Porzingis has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Tough D don't matter. Porzingis has too much size.
Outside Robinson. Hero screen on White. Here's Ware, defended by Porzingis. Hero for 3. Hauled in by Brown. For Boston, they've gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Here's White. And he can't connect. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Miami trailing. And it's Robinson penetrating, lays it up and banks it in. These teams just feeling each other out.
Yeah, I love the spirit out there. Already 6 lead exchanges.
Here's Tatum. Rebound Miami. They defeated Washington in their last game.
And most of the arena was totally against them. But they looked inward, trusted each other, and made good plays.
Even with all that noise, when they had the ball, it never rattled them. Their offense was in tune like it was a home game.
Well, the Celtics shooting a solid 50% in the opening quarter. The putback. It's good on the putback.
In so many different ways, Holiday's work ethic, it shows up.
And so Hero will bring it up for Miami. They trail by 1. Pass to Wiggins. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. For Boston, they've gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10. White can't hit.
It hasn't been his best quarter. I mean, he's trying to shoot himself out of the slump.
Hero for 3. Hits the three-pointer.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
A nice shot by Tatum.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Tie game in Boston. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, a big differentiator was their ability to generate offense by pounding the glass.
They're just out-hustling them on the boards, punishing them for refusing to box them out accordingly.
The Celtics shooting a nice 50% for the game. They've got Torrey Craig, Jason Tatum out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Al Horford, and it's Hauser in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away. I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Celtics?
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
Another thing that's gone well for them is the mid-range jumper. It's been falling with ease so far.
And he makes a first. And with both teams fighting for playoff position, this is as intense of a regular season as you'll see, Grant.
Oh, B.A., you can feel what's at stake here in the arena. Both of these teams will treat this like the postseason. The playoffs start now for them.
Anderson's checked in for Love. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Here's Pritchard doing some damage on the offensive end, putting up a little over 14 points a game. Craig on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Tatum. Again, Boston.
The defense must be aware of where Tatum is, especially when he's roaming around that mid-range.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Here's Pritchard. From the arc. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
And put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, when the game is up for grabs like this one has been, it's all about the attention to detail.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to break basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there. And so it's Boston with it. Miami making their last shot. Here's Pritchard. Three-pointer off the mark.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
Jaquez, the pass to Highsmith. And Pritchard pulls it down. The Celtics have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Another one falls for Boston.
And you can expect him to make it when the D is trash like that.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Porzingis is checked in for Craig. Jaylen Brown comes in for Hauser. Derek White's checked in for Tatum. And Drew Holiday is subbed in for Pritchard. Now here's Wiggins. Hero on the wing. Adebayo, a screen on Holiday. Wiggins outside. From deep. Boston with a rebound. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat. Came out with a victory.
And in the last meeting, they definitely had the upper hand at the charity stripe.
White. And he can't bank that one in. Miami has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Hero with the bucket. Hero's got 5 points.
Oh, Hero definitely has some tricks up his sleeve.
Holiday passes to Horford. Back to Holiday. Pass to Horford. Now Porzingis. It's blocked. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. To the inside. And there's a 3-second violation.
Coming onto the floor for the Celtics, number 30, Sam Hauser.
The Celtics have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. Brown against Wiggins. Now Brown fires from deep. And Brown knocking down the triple. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Celtics out in front, leading by 3. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
And we welcome you to halftime as the Boston Celtics are getting everything they can handle so far.
When you look at how they're getting their points, a good portion comes from inside. They're going right at the defense.
I like the aggressiveness. Don't lose steam in the second half.
All right, and now that we are in the later stages of the season, here's how the standings are looking in the East.
Checking out the Celtics, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Here's Holiday. And on the floor for Eric Spoelstra starting the second half. And Drew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Tyler Hero. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Ware in at the 5. Here's Tatum. Rebound Miami.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Wiggins passes to Robinson. And here's Adebayo. Outside Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Here's Ware. Great D that time from Porzingis. Boston leading by 3. Here's Tatum. Tatum the hammer.
Brushing off the contact. Look, the dude is strong. When he gets in there, it's easy. That's an easy bucket.
Among the best in the NBA for a few years now, Jason Tatum. RJ, he's still quite young. How can he get even better?
Oh, he can just get wiser and wiser, and that's what happens with young players. They get to a physical level where they can dominate, but where they get better is mentally. They get mentally stronger as they get into these experiences more.
Wiggins for three. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. And after this one, they're at home against Phoenix. And that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. Here's Tatum. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
Look, this dude is well built, man. He's a specimen. He's 6'8". Look, he's going to score inside if he gets that close.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And looking at this last month, here are the NBA teams that have been outstanding at reading the opponents and picking their pockets. Fifth, the Heat.
They've really gotten after it at the defensive end, and that's been generating turnovers.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure.
Off to a bit of a slow start in the second half. 0 for 3 so far.
Oh, and a great bucket from Tatum, taking the hit.
Love the energy here in the third. Trying to take control now of this contest.
Yes, this is a pivotal moment in this game. Those extra possessions right now, they just mean a little bit more.
Wiggins from long range. Boston pulls it in. It's Brown on the wing. Takes a three. Brown, the corner triple.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Adebayo finds Wiggins. 1:07 left in the third. To stop the drought. Holiday grabs the miss. Celtics lead by 12. Outside, Brown. Outside, Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Adebayo. Tries it from the top of the key. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Tatum's got 8 here in this quarter.
Oh my, sinking yet another mid-range jumper.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
I'm sure coach is going to give them an earful about that. He can't be happy with that soft interior D.
Group substitution here for Boston. Cornette's checked in for Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Holiday. Third quarter action. Just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. And the layup is good off the glass. Mitchell's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
Rozier against Brown. Four seconds left. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to go on Jaime Jaquez.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. That free throw no good. And the second free throw is good. With 1 on the clock. It doesn't go for him. And so it's Boston in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
And for the defense, it's so tough to guard a big man with that kind of court vision and dime dropping ability.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Jason Tatum. Then it's Torrey Craig. Then there's Al Horford. And it's Hauser in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Pass to Highsmith. Outside Jaquez. He buries it from 3. Jaquez has got his first 3 points of the game.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a 3-point shot now.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Now Tatum. Horford, a screen on Rozier. Here's Tatum. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Tatum's got 10 points in just the second half. Grant, there are such intense rivalries at the college level. Do any of those carry over to the NBA?
Oh, BA, they sure do. I was part of some serious college rivalries. There was a lot of trash talk with the guys on the other side. It didn't stop that much after we got to the NBA.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Porzingis has checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Hauser. Derek White's checked in for Craig. And Holiday subbed in for Pritchard. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. He asked his team to take in the moment, saying, this is what it's all about, guys. This is why we work so hard and why we love this game. Embrace it. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks. Okay, do it, KP.
Dominant play by Kristaps down in the paint, mixing it up with the defense.
Hero against Holiday. Pass to Wiggins. Adebayo, a screen on Brown. Down low. It's stolen by Tatum. Brown passes to White. Here's Porzingis. Outside Tatum. Back to Porzingis. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And when Porzingis can be a third option on a team, he is deadly and efficient, RJ.
We've always seen Porzingis as the guy or as a second option. But when he has elite teammates around him, he really flourishes.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
You know, expectations were so high for Porzingis early in his career. Maybe they didn't all pan out, but he is still a high-level impact player every time he takes the floor.
Both free throws good from Porzingis.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
Hero, the pass to Adebayo. Holiday against Hero. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Ware. Just 5 on the clock for 3. Robinson. And again, no good by Miami. Boston leading by 16. And Here's Holiday. Outside Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Adebayo. Here's Tatum. He's now 8 for 11 after that made shot.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Hero. Up and in on the layup.
It's fun for us to sit back and watch him go to work, but that's our job, not the defense's. They left him too open on that play. It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Celtics.
They paid the price for sloppy ball control before, but tonight they kept it locked up tight.
Yeah, they did, and at the other end, they were very disruptive defensively.
Add this one to the win column. They're 57th of the year.
And it's clear who the better team is. They sweep the 4-game season series, just dominating them.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jason Tatum.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, RJ, there have been so many great rivalries over the years. It's part of what makes the NBA special.
It elevates the league when there are great teams always meeting on the biggest stage. It makes everyone pay attention when the best players are matched up against each other.
So Miami ends up going with a new group.
Now, look, from the moment he stepped into this league, Jason Tatum has been a difference maker. Every team in the league is looking for guys like him. Long, athletic, and most importantly, winners.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Boston.
I like how they've been attacking the lane. It's been beautiful. All game long, they've been successful penetrating and getting offensive production.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
And he shows the focus there, nails the tee.
And when you look at Rozier, such a fantastic scorer, a gear-shifting, talented guard who continues to improve.
And now let's present our New Balance player of the game, Jason Tatum.
With the way he shot the ball, he had to be the choice. His percentage was fantastic, and he's just done a great job of finding space and taking advantage of every inch the defense gives him.
Well, they are playoff bound with him rounding into form and playing some of his best basketball. They just got to continue to play together, and we'll see if he's able to keep playing at this level. Now here's Tatum, fires the three. Doesn't go there, 8 for 12. Jaquez with it. Rozier outside. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
The defense tries to stop Rozier inside, but he just goes for the shot with reckless abandon. He wasn't getting shut down.
Rozier, the third. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he drops the first. Both free throws good from Rozier. There's 31 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard, checked by Mitchell. Cornette sets a screen. Clock at 4. The offensive rebound. Out to Horford. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they didn't allow their mistakes to get the better of them.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks, guys. Drew, this team is winning games. What's coming together for this group right now?
Honestly, I think it's a feel. I think it's the comfortability with each other. I think it's the chemistry on the court. And from there, you know, as chemistry builds, you build confidence. And, man, it's fun to play, you know.
I do. I hope it continues to build. It's been fun to watch. Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. And now, time for our player of the game, Jason Tatum.